I know that a lot of us loves to travel, and it's absolutely our favorite thing to do. But we all have that one friend that wants to go here, and we have another friend that wants to go there, not really knowing the dangers of any other place that they go into. So today, we're going to take a step downstairs, around the corner, in a plane flight to all of the most dangerous places. First of all, get out your phone and like my channel right now. No, seriously, like the channel and then subscribe it. Type in my name, ReallyRaynell, then subscribe. Now follow me down this path and let's go to Death Valley, the hottest place. And I mean the hottest place in the world, holding the temperature at 134 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the hottest place in the world. When I say the hottest place in the world, you don't want to be caught here, because if you are, your death will be quick. You only have 14 hours to live without any water. And I mean, you need a constant supply of water. And if you don't have a constant supply of water, within 14 hours, you are most likely dead. And I do mean dead, like this. And trust me, your death will be slow. Very slow. When a person's temp rises, the pores begin to open up and sweat, cooling off the body. This releases heat, but if it is too hot, your sweat will get trapped on top of your skin and your temp will just rise. And this is dangerous too, because it can cause permanent brain damage. And I mean permanent brain damage, to the point where you can't undo it. This damage is irreversible, and once this damage is done to the brain, it literally goes ape shit in your body. You will start feeling confused. Then you will become extremely agitated without a girlfriend. Let me put that out there. And then you will become extremely dizzy, like you're at these cups on Disney. And these are clear signs of a heat stroke impending. And when a heat stroke is impending, this can lead to a number of health complications and irreversible damage. I want you to keep that in mind, because when the body gets too hot, it starts to give permanent damage to the kidneys, the lung, the hearts, the liver, and almost every other vital organ in the body that's very important to us. So it's very important to be at a stable and cool temperature. When you get too hot, you can even get what's known as heat exhaustion. Within a sudden rush of violence, you get this intense rush of heat flowing through your body, flowing through your veins, flowing through your blood even, and the skin becomes very clammy, making it extremely difficult to cool off. When this happens, you'll become very dehydrated as well because of the improper balance of water in your system. Looking like her, you'll also become very tired. Following next, you'll become very dizzy as well, not to mention cramping like your mom in her 20s and having a weak pulse on top of that. So if anyone asks you to go to this place, you basically tell them,
"Man, let me tell you something, Roland. Black people don't want to see that shit. Now I told you to get me some good shit like Luther Vandross tickets or something."
Second place goes to Yellowstone Park, and the reason why is because the geothermal attractions. And I know some of you guys are like, fuck you mean. I'm going to explain myself, give me a minute. Geo means earth, and then also thermal means hot. So geothermal literally means hot earth, or hot as fuck earth. This can be any place with continuous steam and heated water, and even in some cases boiling lava. The core of the planet is the same temperature as the surface of the sun. The earth doesn't turn into a turkey simply because we have an electromagnetic field surrounding the earth on top of layers on layers inside the earth, so it protects us from the sun and the core. But I digress. It does not protect you from falling directly into this hellhole. See that guy over there in the corner? Yeah, he left. Seriously though, a majority of hot springs and geysers are controlled, if they are in a controlled environment, through a series of technology in order to make them habitable and bathable for all people. If you pull out your phone right now and you ask Siri, "Hey Siri, what's a geyser?" the first definition that pops up is that it is a hot spring in which intermittently hot water boils. Second definition is when a gas-fired heated water through which water flows as readily as it is heated. In this second example, look, Goku left that hole there. And if some of you doubt me, that's okay. But a man in 2006 in Wyoming died at Yellowstone Park. Supposedly he fell into the hot springs at the Norris Geyser and he was melted instantaneously. Yes, this man took a dip in the water and you saw what happened to the ground. Imagine what would happen to a human body if they have done that. After the body going through such a tantalizing punishment, it is liquidized. And even some reports go on further to say that this man was trying to take a swim. But we should all give praise to the Big H, knowing every day that they watch over us and keep us safe. When I say Big H, I mean Dr. Hank Heasley, Doctor of Philosophy, Yellowstone employee, research coordinator, and geothermal specialist. Along with his colleagues, they try to figure out why these things go wrong. Along with this man, Dr. Henry Heasley. I don't know if they're brothers or not, but they kind of have a lot of the same credentials and their names are super alike. But he had a lot to say about the geothermal attractions and how dangerous they are. And believe it or not, as long as they're watching over us, we're cool. But a lot of the world converts to geothermal attractions. These windmills are used in everyday life, harnessing energy from the sun. This is the quiet one. This is so obnoxiously loud. Listen to this. Geothermal energy is not only used by the US, but it's also used by other states, being Indonesia. Not that it does it with the puppet thing. I don't know what that's about. We also have the Philippines. Let's not forget Turkey. They also use geothermal attractive energy, as well as New Zealand. Not to mention Italy. Also not to mention Iceland. And the US reigns at the top, producing a staggering 16.7 billion kilowatts per hour of geothermal energy throughout the year, which is actually pretty good because it's only using 0.4% of the total US utility scale, saving a whole bunch of energy for us all. Coming in at number 3, if you disagree, Oymyakon, Russia. If you know how to pronounce that, cool. I don't, so let's move on. This is why you don't want to go here and also get into an argument with these people. Not only do they like get into an argument, but I'm going to kindly persuade you about how not only it's the most entertaining thing to see other people stupidly get beat up by them, but also how to stay out their way. First of all, just like out here, they have their own gangs and they do control traffic. Yes, they control traffic with their gangs. Our gangs don't do that out here. The women of Russia are a different game than the women in America or any other world for the simple fact they have an agenda and they are set on it and nothing will deter them from it. They know who you are, where you are, and where you're going to stay. You two will be going out there, most likely Siri guided, traveling in your Audi or whatever foreign car, hand in hand, taking shots, taking the night by storm, and then you'll suddenly realize that you found yourself in a situation that bottle cannot get you out of. Before you even know it, or if you know it at that time, you will be friskly robbed. And I mean robbed at the speed of light. After that, you may be kidnapped and or drugged. And this is before or after you may find your kidneys missing and your body somewhere. Oh, wait a minute, I'm going too far. I skipped over the riots. Oh yes, how could I forget those juicy, mind-boggling, property-destroying, street-scaring riots? Who misses that? I think that's a Starbucks. Mother Russia. And let's not forget you finding your boyfriend with every bit of his internal organs missing, with him feeling much like a human plushie doll more than your boyfriend. Hold on, gents and tits, because we're just getting started. Located in the darkest corners of Siberia lies a town that holds the title of the coldest place on Earth. During the winter, it's so cold here that people live in 21-hour darkness a day. This environment is so unforgiving that it gets into a bone-chilling negative 58 degrees Fahrenheit or 14.4 degrees Celsius for my fellow nerds. At this temperature, it's so cold that frostbite is only a paper cut away, as well as not being able to sit still, due to the very fact that your blood will freeze inside of you and you will literally freeze yourself to fucking death. I'm going to throw up this chart of data for you guys real quick. Now, this is the Fahrenheit table, and it tells you basically how things go hot and cold from our bodies to water. And you can clearly see that the freezing point of water is literally 0 fucking degrees Celsius. So for you being in a place that is below that, that's in the negatives, is literally risking your life, hands down. Like this place, for example. One time in 1993, it was reported to be so cold that it had dropped to a spine-bending negative 90 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 68.7 degrees Celsius. The people had to run from one place to another just to keep from freezing themselves to death, because sitting there would literally turn you into a statue in less than 10 minutes. I can't imagine how going to the store must have been in this weather. Or can you imagine the checkout line or at the bank? Or can you imagine trying to get in your car? Worst thing about this weather is that fingers and toes are the first thing to suffer, because that's the place where the body has the least amount of blood, in the fingers and toes. And when the fingers and toes get too cold, the blood in there freezes. Then you run the risk of breaking your fingers and toes. And going down the highway, we are going to number 4, Mount Thor. And I checked. It has no connection to Thor whatsoever. What it does have a connection to is being the steepest mountain to climb in the entire world. With the west face of the climb being almost impossible, some climbers say you have to have God-tier skills in order to scale and ascend this mountain. This mountain is some real shit. Now, I looked for the steepest. No. This isn't steep. This is a forest. What are you talking about? Come on, John. Give me a harder clip. Oh, shit. Damn. Okay, that's steep. But I still need a little bit steeper in order to give the people more of a clearer vision of what steep really is. You know, this is okay, but it still has too much left and right. Believe it or not, this is easy. Ah, there we go. That's more like Mount Thor, except it's still got too much advantage in it. You see, that's how hard Mount Thor is. It's so hard, actually. I'm going to show you how hard it is.
1990, August 5th, 2011. Those guys are hoping to do the traverse, and that's it. Nobody's been up here since 2011.
Exciting to put our name in that book.
That was a YouTuber named Greg Hill. At the top of Mount Thor is a book of achievements where you can climb. And after you're done climbing and ascended the mountain, you can put your name in the book as actual proof. This man had climbed with his team, and he had achieved that. I want you all to take safe adventures out there. Though we all like to take risks, don't take them at the cost of your life. Do you understand? I need you as a subscriber, and your family needs you as well. I'm ReallyRaynell, and thanks for watching.
Baby girl, I'm overseas. Baby girl, I'm overseas. Baby girl, can't get to her. Baby girl, she on my phone, but I hope you think of me. Baby, I hope you think of me. Baby, you all into my head. Baby girl, you in my dome, like you on my fantasy. Like you on my fantasy. When I hope you hear this song, we can play it all night long. Girl, I hope you think of me. Girl, I hope you think of me. Girl, I hope you think of me. Think of me, think of me, think of me.